It's Saturday, hi-me-ho and ooh-cha-cha. So, do you know where that came from? Think childhood television. It's Saturday, hi-me-ho and ooh-cha-cha. Well, if you think you know where it's from, write and let me know. I'll tell you next week. All right, so I want to talk about silver hair some more. Why do I call it silver hair? Because silver is valuable. Gray hair. I have gray hair. I don't want to grow out my gray hair. Gray days, gray mood. Gray has such a negative connotation. Silver. Silver is something you spend a lot of money on, something you value, something you polish, something that you display in your home. Silver. People like silver. But the funny thing is there's actually no such thing as a hair that's the color silver. Hair can be brown and red and blonde and all the shades we see it in. And then it loses all of its color and it grows in white. But what creates the silver cast is the white hairs mixed with the hairs that haven't lost their color yet. I thought that was pretty interesting. So, if you have silver hair and you are rocking it proudly, great. That's the problem with being outside. We get some noise. But it was really fun when we had the thunder the other week. I remember that. We get helicopters that go by a lot here. So, but if you haven't seen any white hairs on your head yet, and you're wondering how you'll deal with it when you do, or you've been coloring your white hairs and you're thinking you want to stop, it can be pretty confronting for all the myriad of reasons that we know. You know, women losing their value as they start looking older. That is a huge subject, but today we're going to talk specifically about silver hair. So, you're thinking about doing it, and then you dare to stop, and you see about maybe even an inch of it in your roots, and you're like, oh, that looks terrible. It's dank, it has no depth to it, it's awful, and then you dye it. Or you get that little bit grown out and you're thinking, this is exciting and maybe my hairdresser will help me. And you go to the salon and they're like, I don't think so, girlfriend. You got to cover that. You got to cover that silver hair, okay? Or, oh no, you're going to look so much older than your husband. And what are your kids going to say? And what about your boss? You might lose your job. Honey, color that. Like, oy vey. That is completely and totally ridiculous. Not your feelings about it, no. But the beliefs. Beliefs are made up by humans. They are make-believe. So the good news is you can just change it anytime you want. And it starts with you. When you believe that your silver hair rocks, other people will too. That's the nature of man. You can experiment with it in other areas of your life if this particular thing is really confronting. And I get it. I get it. I grew up in this society too. I am a woman. So what you're feeling is completely righteous. And only do this if you feel like it, if you're committed, and it's exciting. And sometimes scary and exciting, you know, that thrill, they go together. So, I'm here to support you, whatever you decide. But if you decide on this much hair to grow it out or not, please know that you will never, ever be able to see the beauty of your particular mix of white and whatever color your hair was, until it completely grows out. And I promise you, this is the truth. I have seen women, they even get to about here, and then they freak out because it doesn't look so good. Well, it doesn't look good when there's just this much, and then you've got all your dyed hair below. But when it is completely grown out and you see all the nuances and where the most white is and the least white and the shape and how the white does this, creates these beautiful patterns in your hair, you just won't know how gorgeous it is. And the women that have dared to do it, 30 years of dyeing, and they throw that bottle in the garbage, and they wear hats, and they wear wigs, and they just let the line show. Once it's out, and they've cut off the last bit of dye, they're like giddy excited with how beautiful their hair is. And it could be pewter, it could be salt and pepper, it could be snow white, it could be deep silver or bright, light silvery pearl silver. Oh my God. I mean, the variety of colors that women's hair grows is amazing. Did I say that right? Sometimes I listen to these Saturday with Cindy videos and I'm like, I should not be speaking. Oh, geez. Anyway, I just so encourage you, if you're really ready, don't go by 2 inches. Let her rip. And if it drives you crazy to have the line, cut your hair really short. Or wear a wig. Or a hat or a hairband. Or have your hairdresser try to get the rest of your hair to look more like the color of your roots so you won't have that line. There are so many things you can do. And the book, the queen of all the books about going silver, is Going Gray Looking Great, written by Jewell. And she was asked to write the book. And the first question was, do I have to go gray to write it? And they said, no, you're a writer, just write the book. As she was writing the book, she got so inspired and so excited and so busy, she forgot to color her hair. And it got about 3 inches, and she thought, all right, forget it, I'm not dyeing it anymore. And on she went, writing. She ended up creating this magnificent community of women, which I know many of you are in. And she had a website for a very long time, and now she has Cafe Gray on Zeta boards. Google it, and you will see photographs of women in their 20s all the way up to their 80s and 90s who never dyed their hair, who always dyed their hair, and they're growing it out inch by inch. They're reporting to each other. They're showing their new styles. They're showing 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch, 4 inch, what they look like photographed with their families, etc., etc. And I will tell you, I recently got a message from one of you, and I don't know the name, so I'm sorry. However, you said that you've been wearing Boom for over 1.5 years. You've been behind the message, 100% pro-age, but it didn't click until a Saturday or 2 ago, and you finally had the aha moment, and somebody said to you, your silver hair looks very beautiful, but I have to be honest, it makes you look older. And you said, thank you, that's wonderful. You got it. You got it. Looking older is good. It's exciting. It's another kind of beautiful. So 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch, don't judge. Let it keep growing until you see it in its full glory. And you will have the most unique, beautiful, special head of hair that belongs to only one person, and that's you.